I like taking care of my gear and gadgets, so I put screen protectors on my phone, my cameras, my tablet. And when it came to lenses, it was only natural that I put these on. These are UV filters, relatively cheap, inexpensive pieces of glass you put in front of your lens that were originally used in the days of film to filter UV light due to the film sensitivity. Today though, you'll see lots of people on the internet say that in the age of digital sensors, they don't really do anything and they might even degrade your photos. The world of photography is actually divided on the topic. Should you use them? Should you not use them? Personally, I don't see any difference, so I just like to leave them on. They keep the dust away, they prevent my fingers from smudging through the glass, and most important of all, they make me feel secure knowing that these expensive pieces of glass are protected from damage and scratches should an accident happen. Because at the end of the day, I'd much rather replace a UV filter than go out and buy a new lens altogether. This is something that I never wished to happen to me, but one day it did. And if you're here watching this video, then you know the pain that I'm talking about. Hi, my name is Justin, and if you haven't been to my channel before, I do videos about photography, filmmaking, travel, and gear. And we're just about to hit 1,000 subscribers, so I'm pretty excited about that. So it would mean a lot if you guys would hit that subscribe button too. Anyways, today's video is going to be a quick one. I just wanted to show you an easy and effective way of removing stock filters on your camera's lenses. If you have a lens and you accidentally drop it, the filter thread is actually one of the easiest things that gets bent. And when you have a UV filter on that lens, because the thread is sort of flattened on one side and it's messed up, it gets really hard and frustrating to take off. And that's why this is one of the biggest arguments of those who don't like to use UV filters on them is that they think it does even more harm than good. Fortunately or unfortunately for me, when I dropped this lens, I had a UV filter on. And I tried to remove it, but it was completely stuck. Afraid that I might even do more damage to it if I forced it, I quickly went onto the internet to try and search for solutions. One of the most popular suggestions are the use of rubber bands to try and wrap around the filter ring so you could turn it. But I didn't have the right kind of rubber bands lying around and I didn't want to go out of the house just to buy rubber bands, especially in the time of COVID. There are those that suggested the use of filter wrenches, which are very effective, but again, I didn't have one lying around. And even more scary, I've seen people use pliers to try and pry it out, which I thought would do even more damage. I was already considering sending it out to a professional repair shop when I stumbled across this video by Eric Rossi on YouTube, and his method was something that I didn't see or read in any of the videos and blog posts that I've read so far at the time. It was such a simple solution that it made me go, why didn't I think of that? Anyway, it worked really well for me, and so I wanted to make this video to share with you guys how it turned out. Now, in the midst of some pain and on the brink of panic, I managed to put up a camera to try and record and document myself removing the stuck filter. The method I'm going to show you is only going to require another filter. For me, that was this variable ND filter that I had. And the idea is to use the variable ND filter and stack it on top of the stuck filter and use that to try and unscrew the jammed one. So for obvious reasons, you're going to need a filter of the same size. The process was pretty simple, pretty easy. It took just a few minutes of trying to screw and unscrew the filter. At some point, I felt like the jammed filter was getting more stuck, but with a little bit of patience and because I just kept trying in general, eventually, after a few minutes of tugging, I was happy to say that it was successful. And I completely avoided any unnecessary expense to solve such a simple problem. The one downside to this is that I actually scraped a little bit of plastic from the thread inside the lens, but the filter thread still works fine and accepts my variable ND filter, so it's just a little cosmetic issue and not really a big deal, but I thought it was worth mentioning too. So there you have it. There are lots of easy and non-invasive filter removal tools and techniques that you can try before sending the lens out for repair. But this will of course greatly depend on how badly your lens is damaged. If it's visibly bent and you can see that there's a huge chunk of it that's flattened, then I highly recommend and suggest that you get a professional to take a look and fix it up for you so that you don't do any further damage to your expensive piece of glass. But if your situation is similar to mine where it's not really bent, it's not really damaged, and you kind of want to DIY things but you don't have any other tools lying around, then this is one method that you can also try. I hope this video helps you out. I hope it works out for you as it did for me. Again, my name is Justin, and if you want to support the channel, the easiest way to do so is just by subscribing. Hit that like button if you liked this video, and as always, thanks for watching.